All right, it is Friday, February 28th, 2025. I'm Anthony, and this is Drive Dive. So, to wrap up the week, the focus here was on, I was inspired by James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, the 2 ideas in the later chapters about skill combinations and engaging in boring activities. And as some final reflections, there's a ton of stuff that I dabble in, right? Again, as a husband, a father, consider myself an athlete, right? And I write Amazon product reviews and maybe trying to sell some products. There's so much that I do, TCG gaming and stuff. So what are some skills, right? I teach high school math that I possess that I could combine and create some sort of niche, right? And as a final reflection, I'm thinking of the really bizarre stuff, not the examples that James Clear offers was the Dilbert author who found himself as, a better than most illustrator, a better than most storyteller, and for the trifecta, had this background knowledge and experience in the business world. He's able to put all those things together to create this comic strip, Dilbert, right? It may have seemed crazy at the time, but it was something that caught on. He talks about his own experience, maybe not being able to stand out in the field of physics or the field of biology, but creating his own major in college, biomechanics. I'm not going to pretend to know the specifics of that and exactly what you do with that major and things. And what did James do with it? I don't know. He's an author, as far as I know. But I'm even thinking of maybe some of the more bizarre things, right? Trying to reflect a little bit on my own skills or how I'm, right? What are the areas in which I'm better than most that I could then combine into something that makes me then appear to be better than everybody, right? And stand out among the pack. So the really bizarre example in real life I had was, if you recall, years ago there was the naked cowboy, right? Which sounds really bizarre. If you're looking for productivity, I don't think that's exactly what you had in mind. But I mean, that was a guy who I guess was in really good shape. I don't remember seeing too many pictures. And I assume he knew how to play the guitar really well. And so what did he do? He hung out in New York City. Maybe that's a trifecta, right? He just lived in a highly, populated area or had access to that area, that, busy section of the city. And he would literally stand outside in his underwear with his guitar covering his front so that he appeared naked. He'd wear a cowboy hat, maybe some sunglasses, and just play the guitar. Like that was a thing. Like a guy made a thing of that, right? That trifecta of being in shape, being able to play an instrument, and living in that area of New York where he could have that exposure. So the only reason that thing jumped out at me was I'm thinking of myself as being, I pride myself as, right, having lost 50 pounds recently and being in pretty good shape. It's like, oh yeah, like what am I trying to do with this, right? Like I don't think I'm trying to jump into any kind of modeling career. I don't think. I mean, I'm open to the idea, but I don't think I could just jump into that and completely away from my teaching career and make a living and support my family, right? So something would have to be kind of like, I don't know, a side hustle or something, right? But if I were really going to make a career of it and really try to monetize it, I think I need to explore, like there needs to be something else. There needs to be, again, some combination of skills. So I'm going to brainstorm on that one. And the other is just the idea of engaging in boring activities and realizing that, as James points out, there are just certain types of activities that we as individuals are more inclined to do than others. And so for me, some of the boring activities some people might find boring, right, are in my athletic pursuits, right? And getting the workouts in and performing a lot of the same lifts, week in, week out. I eat the same thing every day, right? The food prep, a lot of that just sounds really boring, but I love it. I love it. Now, some of the other stuff that's pretty boring in the hobbies and in my pursuits are, I think, this, YouTube channel management hobby, right? Hitting record while I'm driving, I think that's the easy part. That's probably the fun part, the exciting part, where I get to share my thoughts, and again, hopefully empower, inspire, motivate you. There's also some therapeutic benefits for me. Like, that's the fun, that's the exciting. The boring, right? If you're really trying to make a thing of this and go from good to great, well, that's the editing, as some people have suggested. That's the thumbnail creation. That's writing descriptions for each of the videos. And so that's some of the boring. Promoting maybe on social media channels, right? Through whether it's Facebook or X or Instagram, what have you. Promoting the channel, right? It's just another step in the process. And for me, I don't know if it's not enjoyable, right? But I would say that probably goes in the boring category, where I would really need to further reflect on some of what James teaches in his book and highlights is I have to engage in some more habit stacking and routine building in order to fit some of those things in. Or if I can't do it, either don't, or I've got to pursue other means. Try to find somebody who is inclined to do those boring things for me, and maybe pay them, figure some of that stuff out on Fiverr or something to that effect. Anyway, but I think those are all my reflections. Not to get too long, I'm sure if you're watching this as part of the longer video, it's gone on long enough. But give us some thoughts down below. Take that 30 to 60 seconds. Share some of your thoughts on either what I've shared this week, or how you are thinking of combining some of your skills, how you have combined some of your skills in the past, different ways that you engage in boring activities. Again, whether you're personal, professional, private, or you sort of inter relationship communications and things. So I don't know, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you catch me on the next one, which should be Monday. I'll look ahead to some different content, try to find some audiobooks out there that will motivate and inspire the next clip. It's another thing, if you wouldn't mind commenting down below. If you have read James Clear's Atomic Habits, what else do you recommend? Would you like to hear my thoughts on? And I can try to pick up that audiobook and get to it. So yeah, with that, happy Friday, have a great weekend. Catch you on Monday.